I will be talking about the Korean War, which is South Korea versus North Korea. Okay, now I'm going to tell about what are the things I'm going to talk about today. 1. How did the Korean War start? 2. Key events and phases of the Korean War. And 3. Outcomes of the war. Firstly, how did the Korean War start? Following Japan's defeat in World War II in 1948, previously a Japanese colony, because last time, right, Japan had a lot of colonies and Korea was one of them. So after the war, it was divided into half at the 30th period. Now becoming two separate countries. North Korea controlled by the Soviet Union and South Korea controlled by the United States. But after the Soviet Union went out of North Korea in 1948 and the American troops went out of South Korea in 1949, they had to have their own leaders. So Kim Il-sung was in rule for the North and Syngman Rhee was in rule for the South at that time. Key events and phases of the war. 1. On June 25, 1950, North Korea launched a surprise full-scale invasion of South Korea, crossing the 30th parallel. This is the 30th parallel. And then they overwhelmed the South Korean defenses and captured Seoul, the capital city of South Korea, in days. Then the whole South Korea, except for the port city of Busan right here in the corner, they conquered almost all of it. The UN could not let this slide, so they sent help to South Korea. Then the UN forces rapidly advanced, recapturing Seoul and pushing the North Koreans back across the 38th parallel. But they didn't want only that. The person which was in the command that was in the command of the UN, Mr. MacArthur, he said he wants to continue reuniting the whole of Korea. So despite warnings from China, the US forces continued to advance north, aiming to unify Korea under the South Korean with the democratic rule. After the UN ignored China's warning, in late October and November 1950, hundreds of thousands of Chinese troops secretly crossed the Yalu River and launched the devastating attacks against the unprepared UN forces. So China sent like 100,000 troops to come and help with the North Korea. Then the UN forces were severely outmatched and caught off guard by the sheer numbers and were forced into a chaotic retreat back down the 38th parallel. And then the capital city of South Korea, Seoul, was lost again. The front line stabilized roughly around the 38th parallel, leading to 2 years of brutal trench warfare, similar to World War I, what happened in Britain from 1951 to 1953. And an armistice agreement was signed at the Panmunjom, establishing the Korean demilitarized zone across the final front line, which this is just the 38th parallel, the same as it was before. It was a ceasefire, not a peace treaty, so they didn't technically sign a peace treaty. And until this day, that border is still the most protected in the world.
How wide is the zone? Like we have the border, and then how much kilometers are there inside each country to keep it safe? Because it's not just a wall, like okay, this side is North Korea and that side.
They have like,
how broad is it?
Like, it's probably a few kilometers because there are both landmines, electrical fences, and a bunch of guards.
Yeah.
Over 30 million personnel active all the time.
Oh really?
Yeah. And here are the outcomes of the war. Human cost. Millions of casualties, with estimates ranging from 3 to 4 million people dying just because of this war. A significant portion being Korean civilians. So it didn't just destroy the soldiers, it destroyed the normal people. And then there's the political division. Until this day, they are still divided into two countries, like always, South Korea and North Korea, being the most fortified border in the world. The unresolved nature of the conflict contributed to ongoing tension and North Korea's later development of nuclear weapons. But if they would fight in a war, South Korea would still win because they had more high-tech technology. While North Korea, they only have nuclear weapons and old Soviet debt.
The problem is that there are a lot of allies. Like South Korea has allies more the West, and North Korea has China, for example, or Iran.
Yeah, and then they'll just keep fighting. It'll probably become a world war.
Yeah.
So now it's the activity. Can everyone please bring your devices and scan this QR code?
Okay.